Darth Maul, one of the most cunning, ruthless, and obsessed Sith Lords in all of Star Wars. In the Phantom Menace, we witness him kill Qui-Gon Jinn in cold blood, but just how many other Jedi has he killed? Well, in this video, we're gonna break down each and every Jedi that Maul killed, and as the list goes on, they only get more brutal. So let's get right into it. Number 1. Starting with Maul's very first Jedi kill, we rewind to the year 37 BBY, which was 5 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. To test Maul's skills, Darth Sidious sent him on a mission to kill an exiled Jedi named Siolo or Manka. However, here's the catch. At this point in the timeline, Maul didn't have a double-bladed lightsaber yet, but instead just a single-bladed red one. So he went in to strike this exiled Jedi, but he had no idea what was in store for him. Out of nowhere, the Jedi attacked Maul back with a wooden stick and knocked him out within seconds. As a result, blood dripped from Maul's nose, and he was truly defeated. So he had to come up with a plan B. After fleeing the duel, he then spent hours and hours constructing himself the best possible lightsaber, a double-bladed saber. So after finishing his new build, he returned back to the Jedi, where the two came face to face once more.
I knew you would return. I've seen your type too many times to count. Only victory in your heart. No honor. Just skill, no art. I thought you were competent enough to tell from our one battle that you can't defeat me. This is your last chance. Flee!
From there, Maul refused and leaped in to strike the Jedi once more. In time, Maul was eventually able to overpower him, and with one strike of his blade, he stabbed the Jedi right through his chest. With that, Maul had won, and Siolo or Manka was dead.
You have been gone for some time. Why were you delayed? One ancient Jedi Master was surely not beyond your skills? Or have you failed me?
No, my master. I simply needed to expand my repertoire of skills to better serve you.
Impressive. You should name this weapon. I foresee it will tell great tales.
No, my master. It, like myself, is nothing more than a tool in your fist. It is undeserving of honor. Let it be nothing more than what it is, an instrument of murder, and nameless.
Number 2. Entering Maul's next kill, this one takes place 1 year before the Phantom Menace. At this point, Maul's skills were growing by the day, and his connection to the dark side was only getting stronger. However, there was one problem. Although Maul and Sidious were soon planning to reveal themselves to the Jedi, Maul was getting impatient. He was bloodthirsty for more kills, and so he refused to wait any longer. So he went behind Sidious's back, and in time learned of a Jedi Padawan named Eldra Kaitis, who was being sold at a black market auction. Once Maul heard of this Padawan, he completely rejected his master's wishes and went to go hunt her down with the help of two bounty hunters, Aurra Sing and Cad Bane. However, here's the crazy part. Maul had no interest in keeping this Padawan or even interrogating her. He just wanted to be the one to kill her. So in time, he captured the Jedi, but as he did, their ship was sabotaged and they crash landed on a nearby moon. From there, many other bounty hunters arrived shortly after and surrounded them, threatening to also capture the young Jedi. So Maul and the Jedi were forced to form a temporary alliance and fight off anybody who came near them. Although this wasn't what Maul wanted, he had no other choice, so he and the Padawan fought side by side. However, after defeating every single bounty hunter in sight, the unexpected happened. As Maul and the Padawan were the only two survivors left, Maul then challenged her to a duel to the death.
We needn't be enemies. We don't have to fight. You don't have to give yourself over so completely to this darkness.
If you believe that, then you are not the Jedi I thought you were.
At that moment, the Padawan realized there was no arguing with him. So, it was time. From there, the two went head to head, clashing sabers left and right. As they did though, the Padawan surprised Maul as she was swift, fast, and powerful. He quickly realized that he underestimated both her spirit and her power. However, Maul had a plan. As the Padawan pushed Maul off an edge, she thought she had won, but out of nowhere, Maul leaped back in the air and then... With one strike of his blade, Maul stabbed the Jedi right through her chest. Eldra Kaitis was now dead, and Maul had won. As he then stood above her body, he felt so victorious, so powerful, and most of all, he was hungry to kill more.
Tell me, my apprentice, do you feel satisfied? Now that you have slain the Padawan, has your bloodlust been sated?
You knew.
The Sith were born in defiance. You have but embraced the very nature of our order. So I ask again, are you satisfied?
No.
Good.
Number 3 to number 5. Entering our next 3 kills for Maul, these 3 also took place right before the Phantom Menace. However, unfortunately, we don't have visuals for these 3 kills, so we'll just list them off. The first 2 out of these 3 were the Jedi named Anun Bandara and Darsha Asant. Bandara was a Jedi watchman and lightsaber instructor for younglings. However, one day, he was training his Padawan Darsha Asant. As he was though, they found Maul in a speeder chase all of a sudden. Unfortunately, by the end, Bandara tried to attack Maul, but he failed and died as a result. As for his Padawan named Darsha, she also died in the fight. In the chase, she tried bringing down explosive chemicals while trying to fight Maul, but in the midst of it, she triggered the explosive and died. As for Maul's last kill out of these 3, this one takes place not long after the last 2. Now as for this Jedi, we sadly don't know their name, but we do know that it was a master to the Jedi named Ron Thraken. At one point, Ron's master fought Maul in the Naboo, but when Ron arrived it was too late, and all that remained was his master's saber. By that point, Maul was already gone, and his master was dead. With these 3 kills, that gives Maul a total of 5 kills on this list, but let's just say he was far from done. Number 6. At number 6, we finally enter the events of the Phantom Menace. As we saw, Maul finally came out of hiding and entered a climatic duel between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. As a result, however, Maul was eventually able to isolate Qui-Gon and in time stab him right through his chest. Although he then lost to Obi-Wan shortly after, he ended up surviving their encounter, living to see another day with 6 total kills. Number 7. Fast forwarding to 12 years later, we enter the year 20 BBY, which was during the peak of the Clone Wars. However, for this next kill, we never saw this one on screen. At this point of the timeline, Maul was teaming up with his brother Savage Opress, and the 2 were causing chaos throughout the galaxy. Eventually though, 3 Jedi named Salmara, Dre, and Judd were able to capture Savage and freeze him in carbonite. So Maul went on a mission to rescue him. Eventually he arrived, but let's just say he had a plan.
Run away, guards. I don't need you in my way.
The guards left.
Little Jedi. Didn't I chop off your hands?
Didn't you get chopped into 2 halves? Did the other half survive too?
Maul went silent.
Are there like some crazy Sith legs running around by themselves, ready to deal out a good kicking?
Step away from my brother.
I didn't think one such as you would come back for anyone.
He is useful. We will be leaving.
I don't think so, Maul.
Out of nowhere, Maul then closed his eyes and used the Force to open the carbonite.
Master!
With that, Savage then fell onto the Jedi, stabbing her right through her chest with his saber. With that, the Jedi named Salmara was dead, all because of Maul's actions. Now, while Maul technically wasn't the one who stabbed her, he was in fact the one responsible for opening the carbonite to lead to her death. Number 8 to number 10. As for our next 3 kills, these also take place during the same year. After Maul rescued his brother Savage, the 2 kept causing destruction throughout the galaxy. However, in time, they eventually crossed paths with Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as the Jedi Strike Team. So, as they all came face to face, Maul and Savage wasted no time. Without hesitation, Maul choked Obi-Wan with his bare hands. However, as he did, a Jedi named Grotto stepped in, and so Maul used a nearby hostage as a shield and stabbed Grotto instantly. With that, this gave Maul his 8th Jedi kill, but he wasn't done. In time, more and more Jedi showed up, so Maul and Savage fled. Unfortunately for them though, they didn't make it far, as Plo Koon along with 2 other Jedi named Ko Salak and Brujan Fan showed up.
With wealth comes power. With power comes domination, and with domination the foundation of an empire.
And every empire has been lost to arrogance.
So says the fools.
Out of nowhere, Maul then leaped towards the Jedi, and as he fought 2 of them, Savage fought up against Plo Koon. However, these 2 Jedi stood no chance against Maul. Within mere seconds, Maul threw half of his saber, stabbing the Jedi named Ko Salak right through his chest. After his death, it was then a 1v1 between the surviving Jedi and Maul. As the 2 went back and forth, they were evenly matched for a while, and the Jedi was even able to choke Maul at one point. However, Maul came prepared. Out of nowhere, he used his metal foot and extended it right through the Jedi's chest, stabbing him as well. With that, the Jedi named Brujan Fan was dead, all because of Maul's mechanical foot. With these quick kills, Maul was successful, but not for long. In time, Anakin and Obi-Wan arrived at the scene to help Plo Koon, so Maul and Savage realized they were outnumbered once again. So with that, the 2 quickly fled and lived to see another day. After this encounter, this then gave Maul 10 total kills so far, but he wasn't quite done. Number 11. As for Maul's 11th kill, we witnessed this in the Clone Wars Season 5 Episode 1. Now this kill is extremely brief, but we do see this at the start of the episode. As the Jedi are watching Maul and Savage terrorize the galaxy, they witness all the horrible acts they've already done. Then we see a flashback of Maul killing this Jedi right here, who is a green Twi'lek. This Jedi was named Finn Urtre, and she actually appeared in a few other episodes throughout the series. Now, although her death was brief, we do see Maul stab her right through her chest, ending her for good. Sadly, we don't know much else about the fight or what else went down, but we do see her death, giving Maul his 11th kill. With that kill though, that concludes every single Jedi that Darth Maul killed throughout his life. But I want to know from you, out of all these kills, which do you think was the most brutal? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you always.